Welcome back, everybody. This is my 44th update video where I go back to 10 past product reviews in order. Take a look back at the original review and see how that went, and also let you know if anything changed since then, because I do try to use as many products as I can after my original review is posted. The products covered in this update range from August to September of 2022, numbers 431 through 440. Without further delay, let's get right to update number 44. Number 431 was a collection of car gadgets. I had quite a few in there that I actually enjoyed, but let's first take a look back at the original review and see how that went. This outer space looking gadget is actually a car air freshener. All you're supposed to do is add the air freshener part and then stick it to the dash. Let's do it. All right, so you just pull this apart. I believe you just stick it in the bottom. Close it back up, add the ball, and we're good to go. It's going, and I can smell it too. It's actually a nice, pleasant scent. These are actually blingy vent covers. So really all you're supposed to do is measure them out, slap them on there, and you're good to go. All right, there's the final product. What do you guys think? That's kind of this is like the before and the after. Which one do you prefer better? So all you have to do for this clip is just basically pull it apart, stick your glasses or your card in there. And that's what we got for the sunglasses. It seems like they're pretty sturdy. That seems pretty convenient to me to have those up there. I like the cards there. That seems very convenient. I have to decide which way I want to use that. You can also mix and match. I've got one pair of sunglasses and one card up there. It's kind of bright out here. Let me see. Pretty convenient. It is a phone holder that clips over your rearview mirror, and you've got these levers back here. Push it down, clip it over your rearview mirror pretty easily. And then there you go. That was pretty simple, actually. It snapped on pretty easily. Now the problem is if you have a mirror with buttons down there or one of those levers, this could potentially be in the way. So you have to be careful about that. But my mirror doesn't have anything. I can say that phone is not even shaking. It's not budging at all. All right, let's take a look at the Baseus A3. Oh, there we go. Oh, I don't think I like Bailey here. I think it's just too much. You can long hold. Boom, got the light in there. This is really good for the vents here. Another nice feature is you can put this attachment on the exhaust end, and then you have a blower. This is a Fantic tire inflator. I'm gonna set this to 34 pounds, if you can even see that. It's so dim. Ah, stopped on its own. And it took about 3.5 minutes. Very flat. 4 pounds. And it stopped, perfect. All right, here we go. What it's supposed to do is it has a solar panel on here, and it supposedly sucks the hot air out of your car when it's parked, keeps the air circulating, and keeps it fresh. This weather should be very easy to come off. Oh man, look, it's falling off already. And what's the point of having a vent there if you still have a big gap? If it's doing anything, it's not doing much. It is warm in this car, and it feels just as hot and stuffy in here as it did when I first started the test. I think the amount of air the auto fan's moving is so minimal, it makes almost no difference whatsoever. I actually found most of those to be pretty useful, but the one I probably found the most useful was the Fantic car inflator. I had a couple of slow leaks over the last year. This thing came in handy. I like how compact it is. I have other tire inflators that are kind of large. I like the size of this one. So to me, this one was kind of the surprising hit among the bunch. I've used this one a few times. It really came in handy in a pinch. The other one I have kind of an update on is the vent covers. I've been parking my car outside more over the last year, and these have been exposed to sunlight, and check out the difference in color and how these look after sitting out in the sun for a year. This was an extra package I never actually used. You can see the original color is pretty vibrant red, and here's what it looks like after being in the sun. It looks kind of goldish orange. I almost like it better, but that wasn't the original color. It started with this, and after a year, it turned into that. Number 432 is a collection of Waffle Makers. Let's first flash back to the original review and see how that went. All right, so here they are in order. We've got the Dash, the Oster, the Waffle Wow, which makes cars and trucks, and also the Bella. All right, and close. All right, so here's what we got. Looking pretty good. Oh, not bad. Now they say to pour 3/4 cup of batter, starting from the outside, it's going in a circular motion. And oh, not enough batter, not enough batter. I mean, it looks okay, but it's not enough batter. I mean, it's close, it's close. This is the Waffle Wow. It makes 7 different shapes. I definitely need to practice this one a little bit. And Oh, I overfilled it. I mean, it's kind of cute, pretty small. I guess that's a bust. I completely mangled that one. The truck looks good. Actually, it'd be good for having syrup right in there. What is that? Some of these look pretty good. Some look like they just got out of the junkyard, but not bad for a first attempt. We shall see about this. Turn it over 180. And now we wait. It's only 2 minutes and already said it's ready. I don't know about that. Let's see. Oh wow, this is the crispiest of all the ones I've made. Here's my final versions of all of these. We got the Bella. This one came out really nice. Crispy, dark, just the way I like it. The dash right here and the cars, I think they came out nicely. The cars, I got 5 out of the 7 perfectly. 2 of them not as good. The Oster, I got a little overflow with just over a cup, and I got a little under with just a cup. So it's gonna be somewhere in between there. And that leaves me with number 1, which is the Bella. I really like that one, and these big, deep Belgian waffles. Overall though, if you work with any of these, you can probably get them to your liking. Now I've gotta say, I'm definitely a big fan of the Bella. I've gone through a few waffle phases over the last year, and every time I do, I pull this out. And it works great. Kind of another interesting advantage of using this is that every time I've gone to a hotel that has a continental breakfast, they usually have a waffle maker like that. Half the people never know how to use it, but I feel like a pro because I use this so often. I thought they all worked pretty well, but I'm still a big fan of the Bella. Number 433 was a product called the ThermoJoe. It was a heated coffee mug. I had done something similar in the past, so I compared them, and here's how that went. ThermoJoe, it's a heated coffee mug that supposedly keeps your drink warm without the need for a heating plate. Interchangeable battery-powered built-in heater. Cordless, fast heating portable mug. If you want to change the temperature, you tap this twice, and then you're gonna have to just tap it one more time for each level you want, from 1 to 5. ThermoJoe, 113. Ember mug, 113. Initech 113. Let's do a quick temperature test now the Ember mug is just turned off. ThermoJoe 116, Ember mug 125. The Ember mug's a year old, and it did keep it warmer than the ThermoJoe did, so I don't think it's a victory for ThermoJoe. I'm gonna pour some hot water in there, let it sit for an hour, and see at the warmest level what the ThermoJoe can do. Let's try it out. 152. So it's just over the target temperature. All right, it's been exactly 1 hour. Let's see what the temperature of the ThermoJoe is. They say the maximum temperature it can maintain is 147. Let's see if it's close. It looks like it's about 130 degrees. Not quite 147. ThermoJoe, still pretty warm. Initech. Lukewarm. Does it do what it's supposed to do and keep your coffee warm in the morning? And it does do that, so that's the good news. I like the idea, but I'm not sure this particular version is ready for prime time yet. So when compared to the Ember mug, I didn't really think the ThermoJoe was quite as good, so I didn't keep using it. I do think that some people would like it because of the built-in battery, but to me, it did not stand up to the competition. Number 434 is a collection of 3 simple kitchen gadgets. Let's first flash back to the original review and see how that went. Take a look at the Zule Kitchen Apple Corer. It's got these teeth here, which are just kind of brutal looking. Oh wow, it's cutting through it like butter. Wow, that was no problem. Look at this. Took a second, that's a clean cut. Look at that, wow. And does it come out easily? Let's see, it opens up, it takes right out. That was actually even easier, I think. So these are kind of alternatives to pot holders. They say it's good for gripping hot or cold plates or bowls. Oh yeah. I mean, it feels pretty sturdy, especially when I have 2 of them. So even though it feels sturdier than I expected, I still feel a little bit uneasy carrying it like that. I don't feel overly confident in it, but it is holding it. Oh yeah, look at that, no problem whatsoever. That feels very sturdy. Oh wow, much heavier, and I have 0 confidence in this. All right, well, for small plates, it does work quite well. It's actually a grocery bag dispenser. Let's check it out. Let's go find a place to put this and get started. I'm not sure where to take, I guess just take one right from the middle. Not bad. I can see how this would pull the adhesive off the wall. It's a simple idea, but it seems to work quite well. So hey, I think this works. Now I do use all 3 of those products, but I would say the bag dispenser is the one I use the most. It's held up, it's still in its original location, so I think all 3 of these actually did quite well. Number 435 was a collection of coffee makers, including this one right here. But let's first flash back to the original review and see how that went. Today I'm testing out the top 4 automatic drip coffee makers on Amazon to see how they work, see how they compare. And there we go. I think we're ready. Not rocket science, but here we go. I would say it's pretty solidly 171 degrees. All right, let's try the number 2 coffee maker, see how this goes. 172 degrees on the nose. Time for the number 3 coffee maker on Amazon, the second Mr. Coffee of the bunch. Let's try it out. Very slightly cooler than some of the others, 169.1. And there it is. All right, setting this to brew. Get this set right to medium, and we're gonna hit the switch. All right, so this is just under 173. Crank this up to high. I'll come back in another half hour and see how it looks then. Oh, it is warmer. It is warmer, 181. Numbers that really jump out at me are the Mr. Coffee 12 cup. That one was colder than the others at the completion of the test, and also the Cuisinart. Even though it was a small margin, I think that one was faster and hotter than the rest of the bunch. So what I wanted to do was start the brewing cycle about halfway through, pour a cup of coffee, take the temperature of that, finish the brewing cycle, and then take a temperature of the second cup that it makes. My thinking was that the second cup might be warmer than the first, and I was right. Cup number 2 is significantly warmer than cup number 1. Very interesting. Second cup much hotter. Look at that. Wow. Much hotter than the first cup. Now I really don't expect there to be a great variety of taste because they all use the same method for brewing coffee. At this point I'm kind of just looking for any problems or any significant differences between these. It's warmer than the first cup, but I've seen warmer second cups already. Much warmer. I'm seeing it's from 160s to 170s. Cup number 4, right before lunch. There's a difference in temperature and there's a difference in some of the bells and whistles and the functions, but the final product, there isn't much difference. I don't even know if I can tell a difference between all 4 of these cups or not. All right, so looking over the results of round 2, I think the Black & Decker impressed me the most of this one. It only had one small drop that I didn't even notice at first, and both cups were the warmest of each round. Listen to the sound of all 4 coffee makers going at the same time. And we're at the 30-minute mark. Let's take some temperatures and see how they turned out. Clearly the Cuisinart, when you got it on the high mode, destroys the competition for keeping coffee hot. All right, so here, clearly the Cuisinart's adjustable temperature makes a big difference here. It kept the coffee nice and hot. Everyone has different requirements about what they're looking for in a coffee maker, how fast, how hot, how easy, or even how small it is. All right, so I continue to use this on a daily basis. This is my go-to coffee maker. I've been very happy with it. I only have one minor complaint. It's something I pointed out in my review, and that is the opening where the water goes is kind of small. I often spill water onto the counter. It's not very easy to reach. Other than that, I'm actually quite happy with it. I'm also glad I got the extra filter because every time I run my dishwasher, I can throw the filter in there and put the clean one in there, so I can kind of always rotating through those, and it definitely saves money over using paper filters like these. So I know it's kind of expensive, but I'm happy with it and I continue to use it. And a little bit of an off-topic update on this one. This is the $340 Revolution toaster. It stopped working. I've just posted some short content on this, but after about a year and a half, it no longer works properly, so kind of disappointed this one didn't last very long. But this one still holds up to this day. Number 436 was an as seen on TV product called the Yummy Canned Potatoes. Let's flash back to the original view and see how that went. It's an as seen on TV product that supposedly allows you to make perfect baked potatoes in the microwave. Unsnap the right and left locks. Step 2, using the handles, remove the lid. Place 1 to 3 washed potatoes in the base. Place the steam lid back on, place in the microwave according to the chart. 6 minutes, and we're off. All right, well, the handles are not hot. That's a good thing. All right, well, the fork's going in there perfectly. That's nice. See if we can pop this open now. Oh, yeah. I would say that it came out pretty nicely. Very flaky. All right, I've got to give it credit. That's a very nice potato. It came out perfect, flaky, hot and fluffy inside. I got no complaints about it. All right, let's try my fake Potato Express here. Inserting it into the fake Potato Express. And we're off. The back of the bag, there's actually moisture. You can see it's kind of a wet spot. Is this one as moist as the first one? Let me see. This one is actually drier than the Yummy Canned Potatoes, so for me right now, the Yummy Canned Potatoes is in the lead. Let's try the El Cheapo paper towel technique and see how that works. A damp paper towel, I'm gonna roll it up. All right, and we're off. Look at Bailey down there. She wants some. It seems flaky. I don't know. Let's see how dry it is, because sometimes looks are deceiving. I would say the paper towel is in between the fake Potato Express and the Yummy Canned potatoes. All right, taking a look at the first round, I ate a little bit of this one. This was the Yummy Canned potatoes, Potato Express paper towel. Not a huge difference, really. Do you need a device this large that's 20 bucks for a single use, when something like this doesn't take up any extra space and doesn't really cost anything extra? In my opinion, I say no. So the Yummy Canned potatoes I left out. I had the intent of continuing to use, but I never really reached for it even when I made potatoes. So to me, this one ended up, unfortunately, in the boneyard. Number 437 was the Angel View mirror, which is an ASEAN TV product that supposedly enhances your rear view vision. To me, it wasn't very enhancing, but let's take a look at the original review and see how that went. It's a rear view mirror for your car that snaps over your regular mirror and supposedly offers you a 160-degree panoramic view, 4 times the charm. I think that felt better. Right in the center of the car, I'm gonna move left and see how much you see of me. Starting from the rear of the car, moving left to right. So at this point, the Angel View is looking pretty good, right? Well, maybe when parked and no one's in the car, but in a real world situation, not so much. When I'm looking in the side mirrors, I see much more. Not only that, but my head kind of blocks my view on the left side, and the headrest from the passenger side kind of blocks it on the right side. So even though the mirror is wider, all I'm seeing is more headrest and more of me. I don't feel like my blind spot's completely eliminated. I really don't. So after driving around for a bit, what kind of occurred to me is when you look at the Angel View commercial, they show the mirror looking out the back, kind of from the mirror's perspective. And what occurred to me after driving around is that they don't show any headrests from their perspective. When you throw in a driver in the driver's seat and a passenger or a headrest in the passenger seat, those blind spots return. This is pretty close to what I'm seeing when I look through the rearview mirror. As you can see, my head is kind of blocking the blind spot on this side, and the headrest is blocking it on that side. So really, you're not gaining much even with a wider panoramic view. But in my opinion, it does not eliminate blind spots. So obviously, I did not continue to use this one, although I did leave it in my car for a little bit longer past my review, but I kind of started realizing that the objects in the distance were not the same distance that they appeared in my regular rearview mirror. I really didn't feel very comfortable using it, so I took it out of my car, I put it in the boneyard, and have not seen it since. Number 438 was an in-the-shell egg scrambler. It was kind of gimmicky looking, but I gave it a shot, and here's how that went. It's an egg scrambler that scrambles the egg in the shell, supposedly produces golden eggs. Is it me, or does this remind you of the Minions? Got a room temperature new egg. Place it in there. Placing it in the unit. Place the top on there. Now we're supposed to do 20 to 40 pulls on this one. 6, 7, 8, 26. Is this easier? 27, 9. I can already tell you my hand is itching from the vibration of that. Let's see what we got here. My hand is itching. There it is right out of the shell. It is already scrambled. I think that it actually worked. 37, 38, 39, 40. Hopefully it's not broken. The first one I did looks pink. This one looks yellow. I don't think it's broken. I kind of lost count. I'm not even counting. So it's kind of a lot of work. It's still yellow. All right, I'm gonna try a little bit more aggressive technique. I'm gonna hold it in my hand and just give it a big yank, so to speak. I just broke it. I guess this portion of the review is over. These two were the newer batch. This one was room temperature when I tried it. This one was right out of the fridge. I don't see a huge difference. These two were an old batch. This maybe looked a little bit too old. I didn't think it was that old, but anyways, it doesn't seem like they did quite as well. It only seems to work with really small eggs. It takes a lot of pulling. The string is apt to break, and it may not always work. So this one broke. I couldn't really continue to use it. I don't think I would have even if it hadn't broke. It was fun to try, but even if I could keep using it, I probably wouldn't have. Number 439 was the Brava, which is kind of an expensive yet high-tech countertop oven. Let's first flash back to the original review and see how that went. It's a countertop oven that uses light to cook food. The one I bought was $1,300 and it has sets all the way up to $1,700. They have pre-built recipes in here, which is quite a bit. All right, let's start off as basic as we possibly can with some toast and see how that goes. Let's see, we got some wheat bread. All right, so we have 2 slices here of wheat bread. It looks like zone 2. Browning level from 1 to 10, we'll go level 3. Looks like right here, it's gonna take 3 to 5 minutes. It says put it in the bottom shelf. And we're off. This is probably my favorite feature so far. It actually has a camera inside that shows you your food being cooked. Now, how cool is that? Here we go, final result. This side was facing up and this side was facing down. And we're off, and you can spy on your waffles as they're being cooked with the hidden spy waffle cam. Looks pretty good. All right, this looks really nice. Oh, eggs look good, eggs look good. Very nice, very nice. All right, there it is, sirloin steak. I would say it's about 1 inch thick. I want it medium rare. And the temperature sensor goes in here. You can spy on your steak with the camera. I still think that's cool. It says almost done. Get ready to plate and serve. And, oh, I think it looks nice. There we go. It looks really nice on the outside. There's the bottom, there's the top. All right, so this is what they're showing as medium rare. What do you guys think? In the end, I think the Brava is an impressive piece of technology. I do think it's a technology that could find its way into a lot of homes if they could bring the price down a lot. All right, so as far as the Brava goes, it's really good for a lot of things. In fact, it's probably the best way to warm up pizza I've ever found. It's really good for that. I've had a couple of glitches over the last year though. One time when I was cooking something, the timer stopped, but it kept baking. I had to unplug it. Another time the panel glitched out and stopped working. But overall, I think it works quite well despite the high price tag. Number 440 was a collection of 5 gadgets under 10 bucks. It was kind of an interesting collection, and here's how that went. These are transparent sticky notes. 8 pads, 7 different colors. Well, it is transparent. I mean, it does look pretty good. I guess you could use your pen here and just kind of make marks on it. You could, you can make notes on the sides here, highlight that, make a note here. This is important. I want to mark this section right here. I'll just put it right over to center it. All right, so the book is now highlighted, but I have not damaged the book. All you have to do is go through, take it right off. Take a look at this candle lighter, multi-purpose electric lighter. This is rigid while this is flexible. You can reach in from below, which is kind of nice. It is lit. I'm going to show you a close-up of how it looks when you're lighting a candle here. It does get hot, but it doesn't get unbearably hot. Regular lighter, not working. Arc lighter, still working. This is the Bobino phone holder. The way you're supposed to do it, I suppose, is you're supposed to plug your cube in here, place the Bobino on top of that, and your phone will go there. Now look at it sliding forward just a little bit. Will it slide all the way? I don't think so. They're kind of showing the cord being wrapped around like this. It does slide forward a bit, but it seems like it only slides so far and then it stops. Well, it's not going to go over that way. I guess you could technically do it this way, although I'm not sure I really... Well, maybe that is good, I don't know. It's not a bad solution. Maybe not perfect, but not too bad. This is the Nordic Ware microwave plate stacker. I paid $7 for this. Plate number 1, will it fit? It does fit. It looks like all 3 legs are pretty much touching this plate. Now for the 11-inch plate, it is not clearing it. Plate number 1. Add the stacker, which doesn't look like it's gonna stay on the edge of this plate very well, but maybe that's not a problem. Add plate number 2 on the top. Oh yeah, it just fell off. It does look like it's not rotating very well in there because the stacker's kind of going off the tray. That should be okay though. If you look at this magnetic key holder, I paid $7.98 for this. Now I can't open this up, but maybe I can take a peek inside with a flashlight. It looks like it's mostly empty, except for on the bottom, you can see looks like 3 magnets on there. Hopefully it's straight and centered because it's adhesive and I don't really have a second chance of this. All right, it works. Keys are up against the wall. Now, will it stay? That's the question. I guess I can kind of simulate multiple uses by just taking the keys off and putting it back on there over and over again. Let's try. It's not very complicated. It seems pretty simple, and the magnet seems strong enough to hold my keys. Now, I do continue to use the transparent sticky notes. I've kind of found a lot of uses for those, and a lot of people have written into me how much they like them. But the one I would say I use the most is actually the cloud key holder. And here it is. We leave our mail key here. We check every single day, and I'm still happy with it. Well, that's it for this update video. I would say the ones I use the most would be the coffee maker and the cloud key holder. But I'll be back in another month for my next update video. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.